Hey guys, so today I have a tutorial on this look, so let's jump into it. So as usual, I'm starting with my Urban Decay Primer Potion and I'm popping that all over the lid and blending that in with my ring finger. Then as a base, I'm using MAC's Paint Pot in the shade Soft Ochre and I'm using a 142 Zoeva brush to blend that all over the lid up to the brow, and that'll just knock out any pigmentation and give me a blank canvas to work on. The first shadow I'm taking is 319 from Inglot and I'm using a blank canvas E20 fluffy blending brush and popping that into the crease and blending upwards as my first transition shade. And I'll also sweep that under the eye as well. This next shade is Buon Fresco from the Modern Renaissance palette, and now this is a shade that I could have skipped. I was just making this up as I went along, and I go in with another crease shade in a moment, so really I could have skipped this one. So then I'm taking the middle shade from the 114 pan from Inglot, so it's much more of a true purple rather than the kind of pastel purple and the pink I was using before. So that's going into the crease and blending up into those transition shades. And again going under the eye as well. Next I'm taking 298 from Inglot, and that is first going into the outer V of the eye. So the outer corner, just on the outer corner of the lid and into the outer corner of the crease, and I'll slowly start to work it right the way across the crease, keeping it more into the crease line, so not blending it up quite as far. Then I was actually so into doing my makeup that I didn't get the next bit on camera, but I took the darkest shade of that 114 palette and the Morphe M210 and I ran that under the lower lash line. Then with the same brush I'm going into this purple shade from the Jaclyn Hill palette and again running that along the lower lash line, keeping closer to the lash roots than I had done with that first purple shade. Going back to the Modern Renaissance palette, I'm taking Vermeer on a flat shadow brush and I'm popping that into my inner corner. Then I'm taking Inglot's 154, which is a nice shimmery kind of light taupe shade, and I'm popping that onto the lid, starting from the inner corner and working my way out across the lid. Then going back to 298 and my blending brush, I'm just bringing that darker shade from that outer corner onto the lid to make sure it blends over the edge of that silvery taupe. Then I'm taking this liquid liner from Note and I'm just lining the top lash line and I'm not winging it out. Then I'm taking the black from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and going back to the Morphe M210 brush, and I'm packing that black on the outer corner of the liner, and I'll slowly start to blend it upwards, kind of into the crease and also across the liner into the inner corner. And I'll switch back to my blending brush every now and then to help me diffuse those edges. Then I'm going to curl my lashes and apply mascara, and for the top I'm using the L'Oreal Paradise Ecstatic mascara, and on the bottom I'm using this purple colour mascara from NYX. Then for falsies I'm using the Velux Gala lashes. These are from Penneys or Primark. So then onto the face, I'm using my matte face base from Kiko as my primer and buffing that all over with a Real Techniques buffing brush. For my foundation today I'm mixing the MAC Studio Fix Fluid and the Estee Lauder Double Wear Maximum Cover. And for concealer, I'm using the Maybelline Anti-Age Eraser Eye in the shade Light, and I'm going back to that Zoeva concealer buffer brush. Then for the next part, I forgot to show the products to camera, but I was using the Infallible Sculpt Contouring Palette from L'Oreal, and I just took the contouring shade. And this is on a MAC 194 brush, so I'm just sculpting out the edges of my nose, doing 2 straight lines down the side, and then I'll blend out those edges. And I'll take some of my lighter under eye concealer and bring that up the side of the nose to kind of counteract some of the darkness coming down too far and to pinch it in. Then I'm using my Rimmel Stay Matte translucent powder to set everything in place.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Then I'm taking Celios from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and this is an Inglot 31T brush. So I'm just outlining the underneath of my brows first, and then I'll brush all the hairs up and make sure I get in under those gaps that are underneath. And then I'll add some hair strokes in the front before I kind of fill out and shape the top and tail of the brow. And then brush it all through with a spoolie. So moving on to cheeks, I'm taking MAC's Harmony Blush as a contour, and I'm popping that on with a Real Techniques blush brush. So that's going into the contours of my cheeks, around my hairline and my jawline. For blush, I'm using MAC's Stay Pretty blush, and that's going onto the apples of my cheeks and blending backwards. For For highlight, I'm going into the Anastasia Moonchild palette and I'm using Pink Heart and topping it off with Blue Ice. So first I'm just going in with a little bit of Pink Heart here and then I'll put the Blue Ice over it and I'll use a mixture for the centre of the face. For lips then, I'm taking my Kiko Smart Fusion lip pencil in the shade 536. This is a very cool toned grey undertoned brown. So I'm lining the outside of my lips and shading in the corners with that pencil. Then I'm going into the Penneys or Primark Nudes Ultimate Lip Set and I'm taking the lighter of the matte shades and I'm popping that into the centre and then I'll blend it outwards by kind of rubbing my lips together. And I have a little review on this set on my blog. If you're interested, I'll link that down below. And then I'll just go back in with my pencil and touch up some of the edges. And that finishes the look off. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you like it. If you did, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.